All right. Give everyone a second to join, and hoping that you can hear me. There's going to be a little bit of reverb because I'm still moving in and there's boxes everywhere behind the scenes. But welcome to the new backdrop, everybody, and I hope you enjoy it. There's Apollo in the background. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh, and we're going to do an impromptu. It's been a long time since we've done an impromptu here. So let's see if I even have a graphic. Yeah, there we go. Impromptu reading, it's for anyone who needs it, and I'm going to take a few moments here to kind of go through the elements, look and see if there's some current energy readings as well, and I'll also, because I haven't been able to do the dailies, so I'll start doing dailies again real soon. But let me take the graphics off. So this is the new background. I hope you like it. It's so much nicer. There's a lot of natural light. And now you get to look out at trees. And I actually probably can't see it here. I'll have to pull the camera back, but there's like some skylights. So during the daytime and when we do our 9 a.m. readings, it's going to be a lot more inviting. So I'll have to angle it up just a little bit so you can see the skylights too. Anyway, welcome. It has been a crazy move, a crazy couple of days, so I appreciate everybody's patience as I've been getting settled. I have my internet set up, but they need to put in a new connection, so I have this cord going across the house, and despite the chaos, the space is really nice, and that was something that I've been looking for a long time. So I'm going to change it up. I got rid of a lot of the old stuff. We got one soul orchid that I picked at the store today, and I'm going to put some decorations as I get, settled in. I've been here less than, 36 hours. So thought I would test this out. It took a while to get everything set up here, and just wanted to join in. All right, so for today, we're going to just have some fun. There is no script. I don't even have all my cards with me. I picked like 4 decks. So we'll use Light Seers, Light Seekers, Modern Witch, and Afro Goddess. Those seem to be crowd favorites. So I'm going to rotate between those. I'm going to get them actually out of the boxes so that they're ready. Normally I have them on a side table, but still unpacking that. So everybody, hope you're doing well. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. Today we're going to probably start off with the elemental forecast first, because this will kind of give us a nice temperature check, pulse on what's going on with all signs. And this is the only portion that's going to be sign specific. Once I do the elemental forecast, all messages will be for all that are here. Okay? So, good to see all of you. I've missed you for a little bit. And yeah, it's really bright. Wait until you see it at 9 in the morning. And again, maybe at the end I've got it framed up pretty nice, but there's 2 skylights that are right above me as well. It's like the most zen space I've found in a long time. And after the constant construction, I have to tell you, this is exactly what I was looking for. All right, I didn't pull the Afro Goddess. I got the Oracle deck, but we'll use the Oracle deck too. So we're just going to use Modern Witch, Light Seers, and Light Seekers because all my decks are in a couple of boxes and I didn't have a chance to unpack them. So let's begin. Elemental forecast. We're going to break it down into fire, earth, air, and water, and then I'll tell you what's coming through for each of those. A couple of quick notes. If you have not subscribed, this is why you want to subscribe. Occasionally, I will do impromptus or an unannounced bonus reading, and this is for my subscription gang. It's good to have you here, okay? Once in a blue moon, I do this, and today was the day where I thought, let's give it a shot. Okay, let's go ahead now and begin. Testing out all the different stuff to make sure it's working. Yay! All right, let's see. We're going to go to maybe Light Seekers for this. Sun. Right, I'm sorry, not sun rising. Fire, earth, air, and water. So fire, earth, air, water. All right, let's break this down and talk about the messages for everybody. Beginning with fire, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I know how that feels. That's really trying to get your bearings and to find balance in your life. I typically read this less as a resource card, more as work-life balance. So a lot of times what happens with this is we just prioritize. Sometimes we don't know what to prioritize. Sometimes we prioritize the wrong thing when it's reversed. And this is saying really just to figure out where can I get the best return on the energy, right? So if sometimes there's even like a shade of gray between the two options in front of you. It's where your heart is, where you see feedback in a positive way on something, and really it's going to be what just kind of gives you that feeling like this is worth it. Okay, so pick one thing, focus on that, see that grow, let the other thing go to the side for a bit, and really find your balance, find your even footing again. The thing about this is kind of cool is that sometimes when you feel like the world is topsy-turvy, all of a sudden you discover, I was just focusing on the wrong thing. And when you start to focus on the right thing, you get the ace, because in the Two of Pentacles, you always have two aces. And it's just like, do I stay, do I go? Do I focus on this, do I focus on that? Or do I try to make everybody happy and in the end make everybody sort of dissatisfied? So you're gonna focus, you're gonna prioritize, and you're gonna make this a great week. Okay, so that's my fire signs. As we move to Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, looking a little bit more settled with the Earth signs, and you're showing up with Earth, which is good. Page of Pentacles, deciding to possibly take something and share it with someone. So for those of you that have been working for a long time on something, putting a lot of effort into it, maybe it's finally at the point where you think, this is good enough for others to see. I'm really ready for people to digest this, to see what's coming through. So some of you are at that point where you're ready to deliver. Fantastic. Some of you might have just received an offer and you're trying to sort it out. Is this me? Do I feel like I want to do this? Take time to look at the details. Take time to really sink your teeth into something. And if someone's trying to rush you, that's actually a sign that they're not ready, or they're not sort of, it's really that they're not ready or prepared, or that this isn't the right energetic mix for you, okay? But Page of Pentacles, anything that you put your time and energy into right now, it's kind of like magic. This is the Midas touch card. Actually, any of the court cards, page, knight, queen, king, but pages and queens have the ability to nurture things, share them with others. So I feel like this is a good moment in time for you. By the way, I'm reading this on August 2nd. This is really going to help you through the next couple of days. I would say the next 72 hours or so. So this is making up for my lack of dailies, which I'll start producing again tomorrow. So enjoy this message. Let's move now. One last thing. If you ever wanted to begin something, now is a really good time to begin. Even if you've been procrastinating or if you've had some challenges on it, now is the time to really see things come to fruition. All right, moving now from my fire sign, from my earth signs rather, to my air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Things are looking good for you as well. Starting to pick up here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. You may have a hard time catching your breath this week. There may be so much going on that you're just wondering, how am I going to do this? You're going to be fine. The Knights keep moving, and the other thing that I would say for you is if there's been a moment where you felt like something's been stagnating, that something hasn't been moving in the right place at the right time, cosmically, doors are going to start to open up for you. The only thing that you need to do with Knights is to show up. And so sometimes we drag our feet a little bit, right? We drag our feet and we think, oh, how am I going to do this, or I'll start it tomorrow. And this Knight card is saying, focus not so much on all those little tiny steps that we see illustrated here, but more on how good it's going to feel to be at the other end. And speaking from experience, going through this move, it was hard, and it's kind of the same thing. I just kept focusing on wanting to be here because I loved this space and I couldn't actually wait to share it with you guys as well. But it was a rough couple of days getting the move done, and I knew it would be, and there's still challenges, but it's all worth it. And so anything in life that's worth doing often has, some challenges that are a part of it. So with this Knight of Pentacles, I'm just getting show up, do the work, and you're going to see openings and you're going to see efficiencies pop through, okay? Apollo's in the background. You'll see him in a second. All right. Let's go ahead now to my water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. For you, you're finally, this is actually a card of decision when it's reversed. Two of Swords upright, indecision, vacillating between things. Two of Swords reversed, saying, I'm starting to figure this out. I'm ready to begin. I'm not feeling like I'm stuck. So the cool thing for you is I feel like you're finally starting to get some clarity on what's going to be the best use of your time and your energy, which we were talking about with some of the other signs. I think the thing for you, though, is that there's going to be a little bit of comfort with ambiguity and trusting, kind of like the Fool card, that it's one step at a time. So all you need to do is trust. If the other sign needed to show up, that I was reading for all the earth signs, all the air signs, I would say all the water signs just need to trust. So maybe you've already showed up, but you're starting to get into your headspace. So just focus on knowing that it's going to be okay in this moment in time. Let's review real quick, and then we'll step into the next portion. So reading fire, earth, air, and water. And again, for my fire signs, picking one thing and taking that and focusing on it, trying to find work-life balance. Again, for my earth signs, sharing something with someone, beginning something if you've sort of stagnated. This is the time to really see progress on that. Again, for air, the thing here is not to focus so much on how many steps to get something done. It's just simply to take it like the Fool, one step at a time. And again, for water, we're seeing a sense of trust and decisiveness. People want to know that you know what you're doing and where you're going. Okay? So overall, feeling pretty good about the elements. Nothing here that makes me nervous. I feel like you guys are where you need to be right now. Okay, kind of interesting as I look at the two different bookends on this, that we have finding balance is a common theme. Finding balance, taking those steps, and sharing things with other people, letting them kind of be a part of this. All right, let's now go into some different spaces and see what wants to come through. A lot of times I like to just see, now this is going to be collective. So it's kind of like a mini collective without all of the different steps when I do an impromptu. And I'm going to try to keep this, we'll see, to a reasonable amount, maybe like 40 minutes, because I'm maybe going to start with Aries tomorrow since everything worked out today. So I'll probably do, I never work Wednesdays, but I'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday just to kind of catch us up. And I think I'll do like Aries, Gemini, and Taurus, Gemini. So I'll post the schedule, but I need to make the graphics. But Aries for sure tomorrow since everything's working and you can hear me. Okay, so let's just see what we need to see in this moment in time. This is like any of my one card, 1 minute pulls, but we're going to do past, present, future since we're doing it live and we have a little bit more time to look at all of this. All right. Past, present, and future influences on everybody at the moment, plus a single oracle card to help bring them all into focus. Oh, what a lovely card. Okay, so we're going to begin with this sort of an all-encompassing energy for these three. So many of you have been working really, really hard to earn this moment in time. We have the bouquet here coming through showing that you're entering into a bountiful and to a sort of fruitful space in your life right now, even if you don't see it just yet. Some of you may be more in that space where you're seeing the buds start to grow. Some of you might actually be looking at all of the sort of beautiful abundance here. But the crux of this is that this is what's underway, okay? So let's look at what we can do to get you into that abundance. Past influences. One of the things to be focusing on is basically control and organization and not being afraid to sort of ask for what it is that you need in your life. The Chariot in reverse shows that for some of you in the past, you were relying on other people to set the tone, to set the stage, to say when something should be done. And in this moment in time, the universe is saying, how much more powerful would it be for you to say, I'm ready for this, or I want this, or let's do this. So you're really being asked and being pushed to sort of create the initiative, all right? So the past opportunity or the past influence in this moment in time is you indeed are ready, you are capable, and this is the time to do it. What's affecting you in this moment in time? We have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is wonderful abundance. The bouquet and the Eight of Wands go hand in hand, actually. One of the things that's interesting with this is sometimes you can get lost in the shuffle with the Eight of Wands, right? So I would say the most important thing here is to realize that it's a community card and you're a part of something bigger. So if you need help, raise your hand. Look at what's going on at the bottom. We see someone on a motorcycle. Just keeping up. Keep up, show up, and the universe is going to help supply the lovely bouquet that we see here right over top of the card, all right? So you don't have to worry so much about trying to create everything. It's just to keep the momentum. Build and keep the momentum. It's going to be all right. If you need help, ask for help, reach out. People are busy, but they'll take a moment and pause and be present for you, okay? Lots of movement. We have no less than 2 motorcycles going on here, right? So you really want to be focusing on taking that initiative and then moving things forward. The future's bright. We have the Queen of Cups. Relationships may start to take more of a central theme or central focus for you. You may actually be seeking out more relationships, or you may be trying to sort of like make this more of a priority. Because I remember when I was looking at the elements, I think it was fire, right? That you had the 2 of Pentacles, and I think water had the 2 of Swords. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the bookends. They both had the 2s. So for you, balancing one of these things is the priority here. So being happy or focusing a little bit more on relationships, or finding a place where you can be more creative. Creative control for sure would be a piece of these 2 here. Okay? Nice messages so far. All right. Apollo is sleeping in the bed right there. We'll bring him up maybe at the end, but he's loving it. Loving it. The move, as you know, for dogs can be super stressful, but he was a trooper. We have more space here, and he's liking that. Also, it's a quieter space. There's no construction. As I was leaving, they were literally like breaking down the ceiling, and I was in the tower, folks. I was in the tower. All right. I would like to look at the question you're afraid to ask. This is something I only do in impromptus, or typically only do in impromptus. So this may be something that, if you had an opportunity to talk to someone that could see things, you would say like, what do I do? Or what should I do about this? So this is a question you want to ask, but you're afraid to ask, or it's the question that the universe wants you to pay attention to. So you can just be present, be open, and also something can come through for this. So what is it that you either need to focus on, or what's the question you're afraid to ask? But Spirit is here to support you and say it's okay. Welcome to the new members, everyone. I appreciate it. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands here coming through, which has a lot to do with taking control, being the boss, being organized. Sometimes I like to think of her as the energetic conductor, kind of creating this beautiful musical symphony around her. So with the card reverse, she's saying, in this moment in time, you are most powerful when you do not overthink, when you just allow yourself to be capable and open to channel things. So some of you need to get out of your headspace. If it's a yes/no question that you were kind of putting out there to the universe, the answer for this was don't overthink. Yes, but don't overthink. Yes, but your doubt or your focus or concentration on something else is the thing that's bringing you out of your power. You have the power to do what you seek. You have to believe in that power, okay? There could be someone around you that's super bossy, that's a little bit closed off. You could be resistant to change. As long as you let go of those resistances, you'll be okay. Ultimately, I'm looking at the cat here, and the message there is that you have 9 lives. And this is one of those 9 lives. You are not done. Just because one person said no, just because one door didn't open the way you wanted it to be, that doesn't mean that this is the end. It just means that it was one little step in the journey. All right, I have a little travel deck here, Radiant Rider-Waite, so we'll use this as well. I very rarely use Rider-Waite to read with, so that'll be fun. I always refer to it, so let's just go to the old-fashioned Rider-Waite-Smith. All right, so for this, let's see. Why don't we do Health, Wealth, Love, Destiny real quick, and just see if there's some general messages for health, wealth, love, and destiny. Health, wealth, love, and destiny. Ooh, we love destiny. Look at the lovers coming in, super magnetic. Even with wealth, we see partnerships as a big part of this message. There's a little bit holding us back in health and love, but we'll figure this out because there's a lot of love around you, so I feel pretty good about this. All right, so let's break it down one by one. And traditionally, yes, this would be the expanded forecast. Today, I'm just pulling cards, generally speaking, but I'm looking at the areas of health, wealth, love, and destiny. Starting with the health card. So the moon card carries with it some very special connotations when we're looking at health. It has to do with how well fluids or energies are moving through us. We have a river or the ocean in this, so watch your water intake. Watch whatever you're also putting into your body. Fluid, water, and other substances could be getting stuck a little bit with the card in reverse, so making sure that there's not too much and not too little. And standard disclaimers always apply when I'm looking at health messages. I'm just here to look at energy, but a lot of times they can show us things that are happening in the physical and the mental space. So work with a professional as needed, but knowing that, I just wanted to kind of highlight that. This can also have to do with reproductive health or reproductive organs or anything in the gastrointestinal tract. So you want to be sort of focusing on what you're putting into your body. It's a time to take a break overall. And then for just general health messages like mental health, I would say here, don't be afraid to look at something that you might think that there's a problem with. I noticed a little tiny bump on Apollo. It just was like a sebaceous cyst, nothing to worry about. The doctor said, just keep an eye on it. So far, so good. Sometimes it's like that. We just have a little bump, a little something odd, and it's just the body as it's aging, showing some signs of age, but it's not a big deal. But just like I took him to the vet, I would go to the doctor, or I go to the dentist. We got to look at these things. Education is the way to kind of get through cards like the moon or the devil. Okay? So ask the questions, look at what you're afraid of. You might just be really sensitive in this period of time right now. We just got through a new moon, and this is telling you that this next journey, there's going to be a lot of changes and shifts emotionally. So just be gentle with yourself, okay? All right, so health is looking manageable, let's put it that way. Let's take a look at your wealth card. It's all about partnerships, my friends. We have the Two of Cups in reverse, unexpected partnerships. So maybe you've sort of been looking for this new opportunity or hoping for something great to come into your life, and a casual conversation at a dinner party, or you bump into someone at the supermarket, or you message someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, and through that exchange, some door opens up. A work opportunity, a new client relationship, something fun. So be open to an organic opportunity. And for those of you that have felt like a door's been shut for a while, meditate tonight and say, I'm ready to receive love and abundance in the highest forms. I'm ready to receive and upgrade my partnerships. Now is the time. Let's make it happen. Okay? Don't accept anything less than the best. Focus on really finding the match that's right for you. And this space that I've been looking at for a while constitutes something like that. I had to find something that was perfect. I was living in something that was the antithesis of that. It ended up being fine, but it just degraded because of various things. So I was like, this time if I'm going to go through the trouble of moving, it has to fit. So particularly with jobs, for those of you that need to move or transfer, or it's just a big deal when you go from place to place, just make sure the next one's better. I had a healer once that tried to get me out of my corporate experience probably halfway through. She said, you keep going from job to job, and it basically it's the same space and it's the same sort of energy each time, because you're really ready for a new career, but you have to sort of embrace that, and I wasn't quite ready yet. So I think that's the opportunity for you, is to kind of open up to what's available. Let me mute my iPad. I can hear myself talking, and then we're going to take a look at love. Still getting everything set up. Gives you a chance to see my background. All right, so let's take a look now at, we looked at health and wealth. Let's look at love and relationships here. So we have the Five of Cups card here for love and relationships. It's a mental reset going on in this moment in time. And for many of you, you have a chance to figure out, what am I going to do? What do I want to focus on? How did I end up here? It's sort of like this wake-up call. So in relationships, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time, let's look at it in the three different contexts. So we'll begin for those that are currently in a relationship, and then we'll move on to those that are seeking or single and happy. For those already in a relationship, we see the Five of Cups, and it's basically saying there's been some ups and downs, but ultimately we're looking at those two cards in the background. There's been more ups than downs, and I think I'm still connected to this person for a reason. So it's resetting and focusing on what you can do together, how you can make one another stronger, and how this is going to be important for the two of you. And if that's lacking, it's basically a balancing card. If for some reason you feel like it's more the Three of Cups in there than the Two of Cups, the three spilled ones, then you know your answer. Then you're like, well, it's time for me to focus my energy on someone else. But I think a lot of it has to do with perspective. So if your perspective or your partner's perspective, or collectively the two of you can kind of shift and see eye to eye, I think it's going to be an okay time. Do something to improve and reconnect your intimacy. Intimacy not just being physical or sex, but also spending time doing things that you share in common. That's going to be really important. Okay? So a little bit of together time and prioritization of that. For those of you that are seeking love, I see frustration for some of you, some doubt, but I also see 2 cups representing what we just said here in the was actually coming through for work. So some of you might actually find it at an inconvenient time. Work could be aligning with your love life. Some of you could be looking in the wrong direction or the wrong place, and the 5 of Cups is saying, look around, there's other places. Get out and explore, something that little Apollo and I are doing in our new neighborhood, to see like, well, where's a coffee shop? Where can I go eat? Where should we be walking the dog? All these new interactions can bring new experiences and can bring new people into your life as well. Let me see if there's anything else that we want to look at here. Okay, one last thing is don't burn any bridges. And this is really important for those of you that are getting out of a relationship. See the bridge in the background? That's the one thing that I wanted to focus on. Try to leave with as much grace and dignity as possible. And in doing so, ensure that you don't have to meet that person in another lifetime, or if you have to meet them in this lifetime, that it can be amicable. Okay? Looking now at destiny, it's very much connecting with your wealth card, the Lovers. So whether you know it or not, you are magnetic. Whether you know it or not, people are looking at you. Whether you're ready or not, for those of you that are single, there could be some doors that are opening up for you. I forgot to mention those of you that are single and happy. Change your focus again and look in different directions, because all of you are opening up to possibly having like new connections. So I would say this is a time to just entertain the possibility of new work partnership, new friendship, new love. A lot of people energies coming through here right now, and I think that's kind of exciting. So see where that takes you. It could open up a work opportunity, it could just be a friend, it could be love, but I definitely see in this moment in time, at this stage of the moon, it's new beginnings here, that there could be something really fun and engaging coming in. Okay? Good. I'm so happy that you guys like the space. That was something that was important. I wanted to find a place that energetically felt right, and this felt right. When I stepped into this space, I was like, oh, this is nice. And my mom, who's passed away, I'm like, she would have enjoyed this too, visiting. And it's a good place for people and a good place for this kind of energy work too. All right, so I want to keep this relatively short, but let's see what else we can focus on. Where are you all feeling blocked, those of you that are joining me live? Is there a block that you would like to sort of unlock? And we can take a look at that real quick. So go ahead and put it, generally speaking, in the text here, and I'll see if there's anything that makes sense. And hopefully by tomorrow I'll have some more decorations up. So yeah, it's a real fireplace. It's a gas fireplace. So when we have fireside chats this fall and this winter, I'll have actual fire behind me. And I took the TV out in the back. It's just all like natural, which is what I like. This is perfect. Look at the crown chakra. That's a good question. What else? Let's see, with your team. Okay, so career. I see a lot with career. So let's start with that. And I'm going to say, what's the opportunity for those of you who are working or trying to improve your abundance at this moment in time? And we'll see what's going on there. Let's pull an oracle card for this one and a tarot card too. So we're looking at career. What's the message for those that are working? Let's get a second message for those that are working. Wow. Okay, so and now let's pull a card here from tarot to look at this. So second time the bouquet came through. We also got the coffin, which for me is death and rebirth. So let me just pick a card here and see what this, oh wow. It's time for a change, folks. So the Tower card is like literally what I just went through with my home. You can also go through with your job or with your career. My message to you is don't wait for a full-on tower. Ride the wave of change. For those of you that watch me enough, I talk about the tower kind of like surfing, right? Even though I've never surfed, and I live in California. But watching surfers and having gone to the beach enough, you can either sort of like sit there and wait for the wave to crash in on you, or you can wipe out if you don't ride the wave just right, or if the stars align and you know what you're doing, you can just avoid any sort of problems. You're having fun, you're going with it, you're saying, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to go, or I see that things are changing, this is how I want to be a part of the change. Don't wait for lightning to hit the tree that you're climbing. Instead, reset it and say, this is how I'm going to manage it. So I feel like it's time to get ahead of this. I wish, in my experience, that I had pushed it even just a couple weeks earlier, but I wouldn't have found this space because it opened up just when I sat down and said, let's make this happen. So everything happens at the right time. You're tuning in today, and I'm telling many of you, it's time. And we just did this, I feel like, with my last collective. So it was all about moving on, moving up, or moving out. If you haven't listened to it, I recorded it on Saturday. It's good for 8 days, actually. So listen to the special portion of it, the special topic, and then look at the 8-day forecast, and it will help you through these changes. So it's time to shake things up. Whatever was stagnating, which is what we're seeing here, it's time for rebirth. I look at the coffin card, and to me it's death. It's death, transformation, reinvention, rebirth. You may feel like I'm stuck or it's over. Some of you may even literally think, well, not literally, metaphorically think this place is killing me or I'm dying here. Creatively and sort of energetically, yes. Physically, spiritually, heck no. You're so much stronger than that. All that you have to do is say, I am ready to step into something brand new. And the cool thing with like the Egyptian imagery that's listed here is that death is the beginning. So the stagnation or the dead end or being laid off, fired, furloughed, whatever, that was just the beginning of something new. And you were pushed out of something, yes, but there's so much more that awaits you. And Spirit had to laugh and show us the bouquet one more time, saying, this, then this, okay? So my advice now is to get ahead of things and don't wait any longer. You're gonna be okay. Now is the time to make a change. Okay, let's see. What else is going on? Okay, let's focus on something else. In addition to this, some of you were asking about relationships. I feel like we already read that. So I'm going to just pull a card and see what Spirit wants us to focus on. So let me see, and then we'll wrap it up if there's not too many other questions going on. Okay. So we have the Page of Cups here. And one of the things that I want you to do is to reach for the stars. We look at this person with their heartstrings kind of going out there, their head over heels over something. We see the little pig flying over there in the corner. And one of the things here that I want you to do is to really reach high, because it may take you longer than you thought to get it, or it may not look exactly like what you anticipated, but the higher you reach, the better the energy. And so some of you are boxing yourself in and thinking, I'm too young or too old enough, I'm not qualified, or I'm overqualified, or this is silly. And as you start to do that, the dream starts to shrink. And the power of this card is how wide you can cast the net and how much you can imagine. Like the end of the never-ending story, he has one little grain of sand, and the childlike empress is just asking him to make a wish, to dream about something, and he's like, I don't know where to begin. And she says, if you can't get started, then the nothing already won. So sometimes fear or anxiety or frustration kind of holds us back, and it is like an anchor. So all you have to do is take a step, is to try, is to dream. Don't limit the dream, see where the dream takes you, okay? Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, I like the body. How can we kind of focus on opening up the body so that you can energetically be more open and aligned to everything in your life? So let's see. It's great to see so many faces here. It's great to be able to do an evening reading without the sound of jackhammers in the background, so good to see all of you. All right, we want to focus on the body and health, and really how to remove a block that could be holding us back from being able to be powerful or spiritually awake and open. I like the inner child thing. I'll look at that next. All right, so for the body, we have the Six of Cups. When was the last time you let yourself truly have some fun? By the way, the card was reversed, but we're just going to hold it upright. This is a card of connecting with best friends, with siblings, with family, doing something that is just fun and impromptu, having fun, having a night out with the people that you love the most. So if you haven't done that in a while, the emotional boost, the energetic boost that you'll get from that cannot be underestimated, okay? There could also be some healing that needs to happen between you and a brother or a sister or an old friend, someone from the past, and this is a chance to facilitate that healing. Inner child was another question. It actually came out to play in this card here, and it's saying, when was the last time you listened to me? When was the last time we did something fun? Specifically focusing on that inner child and on that sort of playful nature. Some of you are trying to control it too much, again, a common theme. And so to let go of that control, what's the piece of advice here? Actually just physically starting something or vocally doing something, so speaking it, writing it, doing it. Whenever I see the king or the queen, and in this case, we've got a combination of both because I like that gender isn't a part of this. So it's basically saying, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna make it up as I go along. Create your own adventure. So get out there and have some fun, and sometimes the best adventures are ones where you just sort of have a vague idea of what you want and allow the universe to show up and surprise you. Again, this is a great thing if you're going to take a picnic or know that you're going to see a movie, but you'll decide when you get there, whatever. You can let some things sort of be a happy surprise for the universe. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else before I wrap up. Otherwise, I will keep this short and sweet, and then I will see everybody this week. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, hopefully, for everything. So, all right. Why don't we just look at blocks in general? How to get unblocked, how to open up is a more powerful way to put this. Common theme, anyone? So we've got the lovers here. So how to open up. If you haven't had fun with someone, if you haven't spent some time with someone, connecting is going to be an essential piece to sort of figuring out how to get your zen back. The other thing here, we had the lovers in reverse. For some of you, not doing, like, it's almost like you're not giving yourself permission to be happy or to do something that just brings joy. This card comes through and it's like, if you're doing anything less than that, it's a disservice to your energy. It's a disservice to you. So really prioritize fun and joy and love. I feel like that's the theme of tonight's impromptu. You have my permission, you have my encouragement to do something just for you, okay? All right, I think that's it for tonight. I just wanted to test the equipment, say hi to everyone. Why don't we do a single card for tomorrow, because I'm not gonna be able to get that one card pull probably ready just yet. And then I think I'm going to start to do a day in advance anyway. So, because some of you were like, these are posted too late. So what I'll probably do is say, here's your message for tomorrow, or here's your message for the next 48 hours when I do my single card pull. For right now, let's look at what's going through from tonight to tomorrow. And if I happen to get something up by tomorrow, well, yeah, we'll just do this for the next 24 hours. All right, so this is a really good time to focus on mental development, on taking something and nurturing it, as if you've planted a seed. So what are you doing in this moment in time to, if you're looking for college, if you're looking for a new home, if you're looking for love, if you're trying to make something happen, what are you doing to take that thought and either develop it, research it, or take it and plant it so that something can grow from it? What's the next step? So either have fun and expand on something, or take something and do something about it energetically, an idea, a dream, a sort of zygote. What's the next step for that? That's your homework for today. Because if you do that, what we see with this is that your thoughts carry with them great weight and great opportunity. It would be a shame to not utilize this. I was testing out that fireplace behind me. There's a little key. I turned it on and I lit a match and it worked. And this is what's kind of going on here because it reminds me of a gigantic match. So all you have to do is decide, let me do this, let me try this. I wanted to make sure it was working and lit the match in. So for you, I think it's just a matter of the next action and then things take off, okay? All right, everyone, let me take a couple minutes here just to say thanks to those that came through. I saw we got a few new members. I have not posted the schedule, but tonight I will post some of those video sort of like teasers so you can set a reminder. But I think it's going to be the first 3 signs for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to do it at 9 a.m. I feel like that's insanely awesome that I can do that. Tomorrow, let's see, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it should work. I may start tomorrow's like 5 minutes early because my internet person's supposed to come at 11 sharp, and I just want to allow enough time. But roughly speaking, either 9 or a couple minutes before. So back to normal time. Let's take a moment now, and oh, by the way, just so you can keep in touch with everything that's going on, please hit subscribe and hit the bell icon so that as I decide on times and impromptus, you'll be a part of this. Join me on social if you haven't already. You can click on the pinned link for more information on that. Remember, I don't offer private readings, and I'll never direct message you and offer any services, so just a little safety note there. And I'm going to say thanks to everyone that gave a super here in just a second. All right, so let's do that. Let's see who was a part of today's session, and if you like this, let me know. I'll do more of them occasionally. I just was sitting here and I'm like, I got all the equipment set up. I got to try this to see if I can show up tomorrow. All right. So tonight, I'd like to welcome some of the newest members. Give me a second to get this window pulled up. All right. So let's see. Not cooperating membership. Here we go. Newest members. Got it. All right. So tonight, out for dinner. Good name. That's what I'm going to do next. Thank you so much for rejoining after 10 months. Appreciate it. Helen DeMoss, thank you for rejoining after 7 months. Sylvia Bentley, thank you for rejoining after 4. Darwin, thanks for rejoining after 7. Let's see. And then in the past couple of days, also Erica joined as well. So welcome. All right, let's go ahead and say thanks to anyone that gave back in the way of a super sticker or super chat. I see we're still getting a few. Robert, good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much for the 50. I appreciate that. Nada Collins, thank you for the 5. Queen of Wands, thank you so much. Regina, oh wow, thank you for the powerful 111. I appreciate that. Let's see, Jaya Journeys, Yvette Sanchez, Grace R, Light for Love, Rosemary, Sheena Davis, Emily, Isagogo, Michelle, Miss Jocelyn C, Rose Miller, Aphrodite Goddess, sorry, Starseed Aquarius, Tahoe, Lisa, Autism Guru, let's see, Valerie Umar, Ingrid Berkman, Jana Semper, Jeannie Hart. I'm sorry, I think that's it. Some of those were from last session. So thank you so much, everybody. I'm glad you liked the new space. I'm glad I was able to set all of this up. It was a lot of equipment and a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to warm up this room a little bit more with some decorations, so tomorrow's Aries reading will be okay. Let's bring Apollo. He's sleeping, but we'll bring him over for a second. You want to say hi to the group? We'll go for a walk afterwards. He's like, Dad, why'd you wake me up? All right, so thank you so much, everybody. From Apollo and I, we're wishing you all the best, and I'll see you this week for all the readings. Thank you for being patient as I got settled and into a nice, safe new space. All right, everyone, take care, have a good night, and lots of love to you. Bye-bye.